morning, everyone. I want to share one of those precious stories with you that I haven't shared so far, and I'm almost in tears, just just visually and emotionally feeling it this morning, remembering what it was like the morning of the storm. And this is one of those things that, I don't come on YouTube and just share all the time and say I'm this or that or the other and this is the word, and I never mean to do that. If I ever, when I rarely share these stories, it's because I feel in my heart that I'm supposed to share it. It's a testament, it's my testimony of my faith, and I feel like that, that's what we're supposed to share with people. So just forgive me if I get a little cracked up, or however you feel about it, forgive me. If you don't like what I have to say and tell you, then just move on. But I've sung a few little shorts, I think now 2 or 3, I don't know, of a little couple verses where I say, washed away in the flood of 24. All our lives, they changed that day. So many childhood places where we used to play, they washed away. It's that right there. I've did it a few times, and I've been trying and reaching and trying for the lyrics to get a whole song. And maybe I will someday, I don't know. But anyway, that's a little bit of the backstory of what I want to tell you. I felt like my most powerful thing that I could be doing that day, and the day of the storm, the days following the storm, I was in prayer more hours than I was doing anything else. And I'm not trying to say that to put myself on any sort of, podium, or, absolutely nothing like that. Once again, I'm sharing it because I'm sharing testimony. Because I believe that we need to live Hebrews 11. So as I was praying, that song came to me at one point. That's where that came from. I've got a recording of the full, I don't remember if I uploaded it or not, 5 minutes or so of singing, praying, anyway, I've got that to put up if I haven't. But at one point, during that afternoon, it was while the storm was still kind of raging, so it was probably, I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I hit my knees. The Lord, the Spirit, it just overwhelmed me, and I hit my knees in tears, just grasping to get to the floor as fast as I could to pray. And I was praying I said, I know, Lord, he's in a tree. I said, he's in a tree, Lord. I said, all these thoughts, they come to me. The Spirit was putting it. It's that soft little voice in your ear, and it was I'm praying for him, Lord. I'm praying that he's in a tree, Lord. Please help him, God. Please help him, God. And I was just praying for somebody who was trapped in a tree. And I could see the man's face, skinny, probably 50s, a little bit of a scruffy beard in places, not a full beard or anything, just scruffy. And he just had on shorts and a shirt. I don't even think he had shoes on, but he was stuck in a tree, and he was just hollering for help. And then, later on, I felt like that was the whole purpose of that prayer at that moment, and that's what I prayed. And it just left me. I got up, I went on. A few days later, I had another instance where it was like, I'm praying for a little girl, Lord. It's a little blonde-headed girl, and she needs help. And I didn't know why or nothing. Like, I just see a little blonde-headed girl, and she looks like she's in just like a dress or a nightgown or something. Probably 7 or 8 years old was what I was seeing while I was praying. Blonde hair. And so that week after that, is when that sweet, sweet little family come in where I work there, looking for a place to stay, and I ended up helping them. And you all, and they hadn't been affected. Hear me out. This is the family that came all the way from Missouri because they felt like the Father, our Heavenly Father, told them to come and help. And so they, loaded up in a camper, 7 children and the parents, and wonderful, wonderful people, grown children all the way down to that little blonde. And I feel like even though she wasn't like a victim of the disaster, her family needed some sort of help because they had just, by faith, they lived by Hebrews 11. And so they left their home place and come. And so I was able to help them by having somewhere for them to be, somewhere safe and where they could be warm and all that. So that was awesome. But what's so amazing, the Father, y'all, miracles happen every single day, and I would say it's innumerable how many miracles happen through this disaster. Even though there's dark, there's always going to be light. This is a part I'm hopefully able to talk about without getting upset too much. But so during those first week, there was a story that was out like for several days of a guy. He was a nurse in Greenville. Him and his girlfriend and his dog. He had a Jeep, and he was like, "We gotta go help people." He was, he felt like immediately, I've got to get out here in the water and rescue people. There was people that was in the water struggling to survive, and so Boone McCrary was the name of the nurse, and he put his life on the line to try to rescue people. And well, it was a guy that he was trying to rescue, and the guy was trapped in a tree. So I didn't know the guy was trapped in a tree until after Boone McCrary was found. And so that prayer, like, it kept coming into my mind. I kept thinking, like, Lord had me praying for a man who's stuck in a tree, and could it have been that Boone? And they ended up finding him. But then when I saw his whole story on the news, they showed the guy who was actually out in the river. And it was the guy that Boone McCrary was trying to rescue. And his name is, I think, David. Forgive me. I think it's David or Dave Boudin. And he was trapped in a tree. So this is the part that's hard to talk about. While I was praying, Boone McCrary was putting his life on the line. And so I have all kinds of feelings about things like that. And so reason I share is because it's I think it's important for people to know how powerful prayer is and how real our God is.